Hi guys, it is Monday and I am back with another Monday market update for the urban Toronto real estate market. So the past week continued on the trend from the two previous weeks, which saw the confidence and number of transactions and prices in the urban Toronto market all take another jump. So we saw the number of homes sold last week jumped up to 42, which is the most home sales in the urban Toronto market in a week since the start of the pandemic on March 15th. We saw the average sale price jump to $1.658 million, which is up about 10% from prior weeks that we had seen. The sale to list price was on average 113% of asking. But as you all know, sale to list has to come with context. The reason is if people are pricing artificially low, just the fact that it sells over asking doesn't mean that it's actually selling over market value, okay? So we did see 33 of the 42 homes also sell for at or above the asking price, which also needs context, but it does show buyer confidence that they are confident in the market and willing to compete for these houses or pay at least the asking price and get in bidding wars, okay? In terms of standard deviation from the ask price, on the low end, the biggest below list we saw was 93%, so someone paid 93% of list price or a 7% discount. On the high end, we saw 153% of list. And this is bringing up the whole sale to list price ratio. One home was listed for just under $2.4 million and sold for over $3 million. So that's going to skew the numbers a little bit here. But overall, it looks like there's a lot of confidence in the urban home market here in Toronto as the number of transactions continues to increase, as does average sale price. We're seeing more and more of the high-end properties come back to market and actually transact. Now, in terms of the condo market, we saw another big jump. 2 weeks ago, we were in the 30s, the high 30s, and the week before, the low 40s for the number of transactions. Last week, we saw 61. This week, we saw another jump up to 78 transactions. Now, you have to understand, these are still far below the normal number of transactions for this time of year, but it's a big improvement from the, almost 70% decrease that we saw at the start of the pandemic. We're now only down about 40% from number normal of transactions, so we've jumped up quite a bit. In terms of average sale price, we saw an average sale price of $790,000. The sale to list ratio was 101%. So this is the first time in the condo market since the pandemic and the state of emergency was announced on March 15th that we have actually seen a sale to list ratio of over 100% of asking price. So this means at 101%, on average, if you look at a property, you're going to pay 1% more than the asking price on average. In terms of the standard deviation from the ask, on the low end, we saw, once again, 93%. So those deep discounts that some of you are expecting just aren't out there at this time. The biggest discount we saw this week was 7% of asking. On the high end, we saw 120% of ask, but without context, that was something that was listed artificially low, well below market value, and it actually went for market value. We are seeing more and more high-end sales, even in the condo space. We saw 10 transactions over $1 million, but still only 2 transactions over $2 million in the condo space. All right, guys, so that's it for this week. Things are still likely to change, but there is confidence out there right now on buy side and we're seeing more listings as well. So both buyers and sellers are more confident as we get used to the new norm. People are needing to transact here in the urban Toronto real estate space, and it seems like they're more confident doing so. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Cheers and stay safe.